Hello there, welcome to Classical Crossover Magazine interview series. I'm really excited because today we are going to be interviewing the lovely Margaret Keys. Hi Margaret, how are you?
Hi, good to meet you and good to be a part of it all. It's fantastic.
Oh, you're welcome. It's so lovely to see you. You're looking very wonderful with your nice top and piano and flowers. It's really
Oh,
lovely spring view that you've got there.
oh, thank you very much. Now, if you, I was in the sun today, so I literally just came in and thought, well, what I have, it's nice and spring-like. So, yeah, even though we're not performing, I feel like I'm still having to keep my wardrobe updated because people are always looking at concerts thinking, oh, what's the dress today? What's the top like? Because we still have to dress up.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. No, it's crazy, isn't it? As long as we
It's
look good,
crazy.
like halfway up,
Oh yeah,
we'll
yeah.
be fine. We'll be fine.
Pajamas, bottoms, and house slippers at the bottom. But yeah,
Ex-
as long as here
ex-
and there is good, then we're doing good.
Exactly, I think you're right. So, just if some of our viewers haven't heard of the lovely Margaret Keys, which is very unlikely,
Oh, I'm sure they
please,
have.
please just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do and what you're doing musically at the moment.
Well, I'm from, as you probably hear from my accent, I'm from Ireland. Well, I'm a Northern Irish girl. I'm from a place called Derry City, which is not too far from the border of Ireland. So, growing up, I kind of lived between the north of Ireland and the south of Ireland in Donegal as well. So it was, we had the best of both worlds. We both lived in the south of Ireland and in the north of Ireland. And I sort of I began life really, I always sang and was, it was kind of like a musical household. And then really I studied and trained. I went to the Royal Academy, but I became a teacher first and then decided that I wanted to give it a full-time effort at singing. Gave it a go and things had gone quite well, so I kept going with it, and I've been doing singing professionally now, like really professionally, for a good 10 years. So yeah, enjoying it. It's hard work, as you know yourself. It's hard work, but yeah, it's something that we would probably wouldn't be able to live without. So yeah, I love what I do.
Oh, and it's really lovely to hear all of your background. I'm actually eighth Irish myself.
Right.
My grandma, not my grandma, but my great grandma was actually from Killarney. So
Oh,
I've only visited there once. So that's once this whole lockdown is over, I'm planning a trip to Ireland because
okay. You let me know.
yeah,
I'll
okay,
pick it up.
I definitely will do. So, how are you finding the lockdown?
Yeah, it's strange and weird, but there's parts of it that's lovely. Um, I get to spend more time with my family. I don't feel as hectic, although sometimes I think when I was chatting to you earlier about this, that um, these sort of online events, there's so many of them, and people are asking me to do different things and record different events and different things within my living room, or um, I've been asked to do something for a theatre next week. So it's just it's busy, but different busy.
Yeah.
And I'm getting used to it. I think it's something I have to get used to. I think we all might have to get used to it for a little while. It looks like maybe the theatres might be the last thing to kind of open. But listen, as long as the most important thing is lives and our livelihood will survive, I'm sure.
Good night, my angel, time to close your eyes and to save these questions for another day. I think I know what you've been asking me. I think you know what I've been trying to say. I promise I would never leave Good night, my angel, now it's time to sleep. And still so many things I want to say. Remember all the songs you sang for me when we went sailing on an emerald bay. And like a boat out on the ocean, I'm rocking you to sleep. The water's dark and deep inside this ancient heart. You'll always be a part of me. It's time to dream, and dream how wonderful your life will be. Someday your child may cry, and if you sing this lullaby, then in your heart there will always be a part of me. Someday we'll all be gone, but lullabies go on and on. They never die, that's how you and I will be.
What kind of performances are you doing? You mentioned that you're doing concerts in your living room. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, I started them and I've decided to call them Song and Conversation. I've done 3 and I'm going to keep doing them because people seem to be enjoying them. It's an array of it's a very eclectic mix of music that I'm doing. I had thought about doing some themed concerts, but at the moment I'm going to keep with Song and Conversation. Yeah, it seems to be going down quite well. People are really interacting with me. It really was the first time I've ever done a Facebook Live, so I just didn't know if anybody would listen, anybody would watch. It's really strange because you're used to kind of people reacting to you, applauding, even seeing people. But when you're kind of all alone in a room, really singing to yourself, I think we all have to be a little bit mad to be able to do it. So there is some sort of crazy element to all performers anyway, I think. So yeah, I'm enjoying them. It's something, as I say, we're all going to have to get used to this for a little while. Have you tried them yourself?
It's funny you asked that. The funny thing is, before this whole lockdown, before everything happened, I had already started doing live from the living room concerts.
Oh, great.
Because it was a really easy way for me to connect with my audience on Facebook, doing the live concerts. And I'm lucky because my living room is big enough that I can have the keyboard player, a cellist and a violinist. And it looked really, really nice. And as you know, it's pretty expensive to always be going out finding venues and arranging all the ticketing and trying to get all of that arranged. And so I was trying a new way of doing things and bringing people into my living room. but lo and behold, this has all
Wow.
happened, and now it seems like that's
Everyone's doing it.
everyone is doing. So I think what I'm going to do is do some more, but because I haven't got the musicians, I'm not a piano player like yourself,
Right.
and I need, you know, just the backing tracks,
Yeah.
which I know a lot of people are using. And so what I want to do is make sure that when I actually do it, it's the kind of concert that I would do with other musicians. So I just need to get my accompanist to play some nice
Yes.
parts for me, and then I'll do it. So yeah, that it will happen, but I feel like I'm like a step behind everyone now, whereas before I seem to have it all in gear. But
Oh, you're never behind. You're in competition with yourself. That's how you have to look on it.
yeah,
You're never behind. You're just look at yourself. I know it's easy sometimes to kind of look at everybody else, but
yeah,
you know, we're all so different. And I think that's great about classical crossover is we're all very different. We're all given something different. I
exactly.
definitely am more sort of old style classical. And I think you're sort of more sort of contemporary.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's so no one is, you know, that's what makes the classical crossover genre so lovely, is that everybody's so different.
yeah, exactly. And I think it's what always amazes me is people, real genuine fans, they don't even realize sometimes that they love classical crossover music. They
Yeah.
can be listening to something, they'll be like, oh, it's really, really nice. I'm like, yeah, you know that's classical crossover, don't you? And they're like, no, it's not. I'm like, yeah, it is.
Yeah,
So
no, it's become really popular. Well, it has. It's been really popular over the last 10 years, but there's so many people doing it now.
yeah,
But there's so many different types of classical crossover singers, so that's what makes it fresh.
I think,
And yeah, I don't think we need to look at each other or maybe it's good to maybe collaborate with each other, but
yeah,
I think once you do that, then that's when that can be quite you might go down a wrong track. So you just look at what yourself and just focus on what you're doing and
exactly. Yeah,
do-
that's good advice. Do you
yes.
have any collaborations with anyone coming up, or that you've done in the past that you've really enjoyed?
Yeah, I have a few. Well, I had a few that were to come up. I just finished a tour with Vladimir and Anton. They are they're Czech violin players, and we did a big Irish tour with a Viennese concert orchestra. So that was just really very André Rieu type. Both of them are Czech, but they live in Ireland. So we did a big tour there, and we were to do it again. And we don't know how this is going to hail out, but sure, listen, we just have to hope for the best. I also work with Russell Watson. I went on tour with him. I went on tour with Alfie Boe and Andrea Bocelli I work with. So it was able to, but they work so differently. Someone like Bocelli is so classically grounded, you know, and that's how he sort of really focused on the classical side, whereas Alfie and Russell are, you know, they can sort of, they're jack of all trades really, and they're very, very entertaining as well.
Yeah.
So it's good to be able to learn from them as well. I've learned a lot from all of them.
Yeah, and do you find that what you get from them can influence how you pick pieces or how you perform?
Yeah, I think so. I always kind of like to think that I not only sing, but I entertain. And that to me is the essence of an all-rounded performer.
Yeah,
So if you can sing, that's great, but that's always not enough. You
yeah,
have to be able to want your audience to, I always say you have to sort of cut down the barrier, break down the barrier initially, speak
yeah,
to them, talk to them, make them laugh, make them cry.
yeah,
You have to have all different types of emotions. So I seen Alfie and Russell, they're all very good at that, but they do it in very different ways. And I do like to have a lot of fun on stage. People might not have seen that side to me if they haven't been to a concert.
right.
So I do have a lot of fun. People laugh. I'm quite the joker. People maybe haven't seen that side to me.
That's the Irish
Yeah,
side in you.
yeah. There's a naughty side. There is a wee naughty side.
Okay.
But then I can be really serious and talk about the serious sides of music too. So I think you have to be able to maybe do it all in order to be, you know, to be an all-rounded performer.
Yeah. Do you find that now you're doing the home concerts that you have even more of a connection in a way, because you're kind of seeing people's reactions and messages real time, whereas when you're on stage you can feel a little bit, you know, away from them, you know?
Yeah, I do. And as well as that, the one thing I have noticed is that they can interact with each other too. So I would notice them saying, oh, do you know this song? Or how do you know this song? Oh, well, I heard her singing here. And so they're almost having a conversation within each other, you know, within the group. And it's like, wow, they're just, you know, just you talk among yourselves there and I just sing.
Yeah.
So they're having their own little tea party as it is, you know, and it's great that they can do that. And then even sending in requests and being able to do requests off the cuff just as they send it in, or ones that they've sent me beforehand. I think it makes it all more personal. And I think the fact that they see, you know, well, this is where I live, this is her home. And, you know, maybe I might bring, as the lockdown continues, I might maybe do some outside in the garden, so yeah, just to me sort of freshen things up a little bit. So I think, yeah, you're bringing them into your private life that you never thought you'd have to do before. So I think people are enjoying that.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting how it does feel so personal when you're showing your like you said, your home. You know, this is the place that you really are. You live there, you eat there, you sleep there, and there's no kind of show. I mean, I actually have covered my bookcase with a nice little voile here, but my on the other side of this camera is pretty messy, but you know, I'm lucky that I have a little space where I can escape to, but it's pretty full on, isn't it?
Yeah, and it can be a little pressurizing because you know, it's life, and whatever you say, whatever you do, that's always going to be there. So you have to be careful too. You have to be on your guard, because if you're in a theatre, nobody's really recording the whole thing. So, you know, if something happens, you kind of laugh about it. But once it's done and you've recorded it, that's it. There's no going back. So, yeah, we're putting ourselves under pressure. But listen, that's all part of it. We have to do it.
in Carrick Fergus to be together, my love and I, to be together. In Carrick Fergus to be together, my love and I wish I was back home again.
So in this lockdown, is there one kind of fun thing that you miss doing?
Well, I think like everybody else, I just really miss going out for dinner and meeting friends, meeting family. Yeah, just like everybody else, just miss the normality of something that we always took for granted. I just, and not having to cook for myself all the time.
Oh, well, I hope that we get out for dinner at some point, because
Yeah, that would be lovely.
I totally agree. So if I come to Ireland, I'll give you a call, and
Absolutely.
maybe we can
Well,
go
you
out.
have my number now, because I believe I was calling you in the middle of an interview. Yeah.
So we can go out for dinner in Ireland. Would be nice.
Great. Yeah, we can go out for dinner in Ireland and have a sing-song.
Oh, definitely.
Do you know any Irish songs?
Do I know? Sorry.
Any Irish songs?
Um.
If you have to think about it, then the answer is no.
No. I know Danny Boy, but
no. Well, listen,
really...
you've got to know another one than Danny Boy, or you're not allowed to come to Ireland.
Okay, what I will do before I come to Ireland, I will learn at least learn 2 or 3 Irish.
Well, don't put yourself under any pressure. Just say 2.
All right, 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
2. I will learn 2 Irish songs.
Yes, do that.
Any recommendations?
Well, do you want a sad one? They're usually quite sad, or you can have a.
No, I love sad songs. Yeah.
There's a lovely one called. There's a lovely ballad called "She Moved Through the Fair." That would be nice.
Sounds nice.
And then another one that you could sing is Carrick Fergus.
Ooh.
There's lots.
Yeah.
But see how you get on with those.
I will. These are the songs that I've been avoiding, I think, all my life. Because I
avoid them if you're coming to Ireland.
No, exactly. I think Carrick Fergus. I do know this song, but I don't know it to sing it. I only know it to hear it.
Yeah, it's a lovely song. It's worth learning.
Okay. And if people want to kind of find you online, do you have a website that they can come to?
I do, margaretkeys.co.uk, and I have official Facebook page, Twitter page, and Instagram page.
Oh, perfect.
So they can interact with me on all of there.
Okay, perfect. Well, Margaret, it's been an absolute honour to speak with you today. I've really
absolute pleasure.
And hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Yep, we will. The first of many.
Exactly.
All right, take care. Lovely to see
you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.